Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is this warm burgundy smoky eye, perfect for the fall. If you want to see how this is done, please keep watching. First, you want to take your primer. I'll be using two today. This one is the POREfessional from Benefit. I love this stuff. It's great to obviously cover up your pores, and a great primer before putting any type of foundation or tinted moisturizer. I normally apply this between not between, but where the nose area is, between my eyebrows, a little bit towards the forehead, and as well as the chin. These are the places where I get oily throughout the day, and it's summertime here, so it's getting pretty warm up here, so I want to try to keep the oils at bay. Then my second primer is this Covergirl Outlast All Day Primer. I use this for the rest of my face, mainly on the outside part of my face. So you want to go ahead and apply that accordingly to wherever you need it. Some people actually don't even like using primer, so if you want to go ahead and use primer, by all means go ahead. This will help the longevity of your foundation and anything that goes on top. And the next thing I'm going to use is this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, the anti-aging one. So you want to apply that on both lids as well as the under eye. And excuse my aunt, she's in the background. During this recording, in case you didn't know, I was actually in the living room filming this at like 10 in the morning. So it was bright, it was perfect, sunny day, and yeah, don't mind me. Anyways, you want to go ahead and take a clean brush. This is a flat top type of brush, good for concealing, but I'm using this to smooth out the primer, the eyeshadow primer on my lids. And finally, the Modern Renaissance palette, the most loved palette from Anastasia. I'm going to take the color Tempera and Golden Ochre. I'm going to take the mixture of the two and use that as the base all over the lid, from the base of the lid all the way up to the brow bone. This will help ensure that when I put in other eyeshadows, they will blend smoothly. Then taking the color Raw Sienna, I'm going to use this as the first transition shade in the crease. This brush I'm using is actually from the palette itself. It's the double-ended brush from Anastasia. It's an okay brush. It's not my favorite. I had better double-ended brushes from different palettes. But you know, in this case, it was there, it was available, decided to use it. Um, but yeah, you want to go ahead and place that on your crease and make sure that everything is blended out. Then taking any clean fluffy brush, you want to go ahead and blend out the edges, making sure that there are no harsh lines. Then taking the color Burnt Orange, you want to go ahead and take a new clean brush. This is a much more denser brush. I believe this is the MAC 214 or 244. I don't remember, but you know, everything will be listed down below. You want to go ahead and get a denser brush. I'm using that right on top of the first transition shade, but this is going to be a little bit lower than the crease area, and I did apply it a little bit on the outer corner of my lids, just so there is no any, you know, visible white powder that's underneath it. I want to be sure that when I do put the other color in, eventually the lid color, that it's not peeking through. Then I'm going back to the first fluffy brush. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that everything is blended together nicely and clean and no harsh lines. So the key to this makeup look is to blend using a fluffy brush. Make sure you have clean brushes next to you so you can make sure that there is no harsh line between the brow bone color and the crease. Then taking the color Realgar and the same 217 brush, actually, not a 214, you want to place that in the outer corner of your eye and slowly build it into the crease. Then take the color Red Ochre and Venetian Red, taking these two as a mixture. I'm applying this with a small pack dense brush. You just want to pack it on slowly but surely, build it to the intensity that you want, and apply that all over the lids. Just a little side note, guys, this palette is so pigmented and powdery, you gotta be careful when applying to this, so that's why I didn't put any foundation whatsoever before doing this, but that's just my way of doing my makeup, so if you want to do the opposite or however you want to do it, by all means go ahead, but I'm just warning you, this palette, as much as it's gorgeous, it's very, very pigmented and powdery, so a little goes a long way. Then I'm going to go ahead and go back to the MAC 217 brush and apply a little bit more of Realgar and using a fluffy brush and blending it out. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it's all about applying and blending it out and see where it goes, if this is the intensity and desired look that you want to go for. At this point, you want to make sure that between the two red mixed cocktail of colors going towards the brow bone, that it becomes some kind of gradient effect. Then taking my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation in a Y315 or 215, I'm applying that pretty well all over the face using my finger first. Then eventually I'm going to use my sponge. That sponge is actually from Ulta. It's actually a really good sponge. Thank you to Emily from Emily Noel 86 for even mentioning it. I never knew that Ulta even had one, so I decided to pick one up, and this sponge is actually really good. I got it, I believe, for like $8, and it comes with two, and it's just as bouncy and just as good as the original Beauty Blender. And you guys should just try and get it if you can, if it's available to you or shipped to you, available in that as an option. And so you can see here that I'm just pouncing it on, and then eventually when I get to the down to the neck area, that I swipe it down to my neck, make sure that there's no harsh line, not trying to create that kind of mask, and making sure that everything is nicely packed. Then taking my two most favorite concealers of all time, the Smashbox and the Naked, make sure you apply that accordingly underneath the eyes and wherever else that you need to conceal. Right here, I try to clean up the edges where the eyeshadows kind of just end off, and I just start blending that out. This will help give shape to the eye without having to look like you got punched in the face. Working with these colors can be a little bit difficult, so just keep that in mind. Then taking the Naked Concealer from Urban Decay, I am applying that to where I need to highlight the perimeter of my face, under the eyes, bridge of the nose, the forehead, the sides of my mouth, and the chin. And you want to use the same sponge to blend everything out. Then taking the Airspun Loose Face Powder, I'm going to apply that to set the under eye and wherever else I concealed. I want to make sure that it's not going to get creasy throughout the day. This helps if you want to bake, by all means go ahead. Today it seems like I didn't want to bake, which is kind of odd for me. You guys know that I love to bake because I get creasy way too much, especially during the hot summer days and nights. So this is a little odd for me just to even look back on this clip here, but you want to go ahead and set everything where you concealed. Then taking the contour kit in medium, and I believe that is Java, and I forgot the other color, but again, everything will be listed in the description box below. And I'm going to take this big fluffy fan brush. I'm using this to lightly contour and chisel out the features of my face and wherever else I need to bronze up a bit on the skin. And do not forget to snatch your nose. Make sure that it looks nice and slim and just moist, say, you know what I mean? This helps me because I have a Filipino nose, so it's a little bit more flatter. By doing this type of effect, it makes it look like it's nice and long. That's what she said. Then taking the sponge that we used earlier to make sure that there are no harsh lines. Then taking the Master Contour from Maybelline in Medium Deep, I'm taking the contour shade. This is more of a bronzer type for me on my skin. And I'm using a much more fluffy brush and applying that where I've contoured earlier. This helps to blend it all out and give me more of a bronzy kissed, sun-kissed glow. Looks like I've been hit from the sun, making sure that it's nicely tanned. I am a little bit darker, but I'm starting to lose that tan, so I'm trying to get it back little by little. Then taking this Wet n Wild Geometric Highlighter. I believe this is the more of the golden tone out of the three. I'm using that as a highlight. It's my first time using it, so I'm like, oh, it's not bad. You know, it's great for that glow from within, nothing too shimmery, sparkly, glittery type. This is great for everyday use. It's really inexpensive. If you can get your hands on it, get it. I believe these are limited edition. And I just apply that where I would naturally highlight the cheekbone, the nose, and wherever else. I'm using a dual fiber brush to blend everything all out, making sure there are no harsh lines. And once again, that's probably like my millionth time saying that, but it's really true. This helps, make sure that everything is nice and seamless. Then taking the glow kit in That Glow, the color Sunburst and Dripping in Gold. This is a fan brush. I believe it's from Morphe. I'm using that to place where I've used the first highlighter because I realized I need a little bit more glow in my life, you know what I mean? So I decided to put a bit more glow. Obviously, I keep adding it on. Even if you've seen me finish this video, I've actually added more post filming. So again, the bridge of the nose, the tip of the nose, the cupid's bow, the cheekbones, and wherever else you want to highlight. So that way you look like you're glowing and bronzy, and that's what I'm going for. Then taking the Too Faced Sweetheart blush in Peach Beach, I'm going to go ahead and use that and apply that using this large angled brush and applying that between the highlight and towards the contour bronzy part of my face. And you want to make sure that it is just glowing. I know this blush has some glow already, but your girl need more glow in her life, so I'm going to go ahead and pack that on. Then taking the same loose powder used earlier to set the under eye, I'm using that to lightly carve out the contour part, which is basically the lower third of my cheek, and making sure that it is nicely clean just a bit under there. Then taking the same red ochre and Venetian red colors that we used on the lids, I'm going to take this smudger brush from Real Techniques and put that on the lower lash line, making sure that it is connected to the top lids. Then taking the color Realgar from the palette, I'm going to place that using this really tiny, small, fluffy brush. And I'm going to go ahead and smoke out the red ochre and Venetian red colors and making sure there are no harsh lines, connecting it back to the top lids. Then taking the same burnt orange from earlier to blend even more. Again, you can see them doing this gradient effect, so instead of going up like we're going to the lids to the brow bone, we're going down. Um, so that way there are no harsh lines and they're connected and just evened out. Then taking this Master Precise Skinny Gel Pencil from Maybelline. This is the only drugstore pencil that I know that is a gel form in a pencil. And you want to place that on the tight line as well as the waterline. I'm not gonna line or do a wing or any of that nature, so this will help, quote, enhance the bottom and the top lashes looking like they're much more fuller without actually having to use some liquid liner or gel liner or whatnot. So this will do. Then taking the Demi Wispies lashes from Ardell, I did do them off camera, including my eyebrows. I used the Anastasia Brow Wiz and the Perfect Brow and the Benefit Gimme Brow Gel, mascara, blah 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 blah. You guys already seen the routine. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Eyeshadow in Glow. I'm using this as a brow bone highlight, making sure that it gradients effectively from the baseline of your lids up to your brow bone. Then taking the color Primavera, I'm using this as a inner corner highlight. This is a detailed brush from Morphe. You can get it from their Morphe website. Um, Again, applying this in the inner corner to give light within, making me more look brighter and more awake, and just lightly dab it on the brow bone as well. Then taking my dual fiber brush, I'm going to blend everything out all over the perimeter of my face, making sure there are no harsh lines and that they are seamless and blended. Then taking the Nice and Spicy Pro Longwear Lip Pencil from MAC, I'm going to go ahead and lightly line my lips. I did use lip balm already, as you guys already know, as come to no surprise. I am using my Rose Salve from Bath & Body Works, the CO Bigelow brand. And again, I love that stuff. I love this lip pencil. I'm just lining it and filling it in, and that's pretty much it. Then taking any setting spray, this is the Maybelline Master Fix setting spray. I'm going to apply that generously all over the face because I know it's going to be really hot outside. So yeah, you want to go ahead and apply that, let it dry. And this is the final completed look. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Give it a thumbs up if you've not done so already. Let me know down below if you have any requests and whatnot. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!